Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is the Modern Spiritualist. My name is Raheem. Today we're going to look at the general reading for Taurus for December. This can be used for your sun, moon, or rising. So Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, all fine. All will give you good information that you need going into the month of December. I did a bit of a different spread than I usually do. I did what's called an overlay of different decks. So I'm using Toph, Jungian Tarot, and Albano Waite. And we're going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So we're going to kind of split these into distinctive parts, but we're also going to kind of look at this holistically. This overall, the spread looks pretty good. I think you do have some challenges, but I also feel a lot of richness and abundance and potential for growth and transformation in those challenges, and so it's looking good. You have Two of Cups come up twice in this reading, both in the reverse, so I think that's going to be a key energy for you, and we'll talk about that. But it looks good, so let's get into this. So we're going to look at health first. Now, Two of Cups, as I was saying earlier, this comes up in health and this comes up in love, and so there's going to be a little bit, I think, of a dynamic between health for you this month and love for you this month. With the Two of Cups reversed, I also want to point out that we have the Ten of Wands here. So both the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands are kind of a burnout energy. This in the reversal only, Ten of Wands always. So, are you burning the candle at both ends? Or is there excessive activity in multiple areas? Because what I'm getting here is you guys may be working a lot, and so you may be burning out. And so what this card is really saying, are you taking care of yourself? Also, if you're distracted by love right now, which I think many of you are, that's just another way in which you might be pulled in a different direction and kind of leaking energy in different areas. In ways that may not necessarily be the most energy efficient, which we see with the Ten of Wands as well, and we'll talk about that. So Two of Cups is really asking you primarily, are you taking care of yourself? So check your diet, check your exercise, check your sleep. If you guys are really, really busy or really distracted by something or someone, maybe you're just not getting the proper nutrients you need, the proper sleep that you need. I just sense that maybe you guys are a little bit checked out of yourselves because you're either focused on someone else or you're just working a lot and it feels like you don't have time to check in on yourself. But I would say, I would push back on that and say that it's not worth throwing yourself into a job or someone else if you're not taking care of yourself, because otherwise, what's the point? You will crash and burn eventually if you don't pull back. And so I'm not saying you shouldn't work or anything like that, or you shouldn't focus on your relationships, but I would just look for, it just feels like there's a bit of an energy imbalance or a dynamic imbalance between you and others or between you and work. So I would just say do what you can to bring that back into balance. Try to refocus your process on yourself as much as you can without causing a detriment to whatever you need to do in your day, obviously. I'm not telling you to stop, but I am asking you to pull back, take a minute, check in, ask yourself what you need, and see what you need to do to redirect a little bit. If it just means that you get more nutrients, if it just means that you're drinking less coffee, you're getting more hours of sleep, if you're getting more rest, even if you can take a day on the weekend to just rest and do nothing, do it. Or a day just to focus on yourself. Like if you're giving that day, I get the sense that some of you may be working 5 or 6 days a week, and that 1 or 2 days off that you do have, are you giving that day to yourself, or are you using that day to focus on other people and continue to drain your battery? So just be really careful. And draining your battery on other people doesn't even necessarily mean you're around you. Even if you're by yourself, are you preoccupied? You know what I mean? So just think about those things. Try not to give your energy to people that aren't even asking for it right now. I get that from this, where there may be a bit of a control drama, or, sorry, I think they're doing work outside, if you can hear construction. Either a control drama or this need to excessively help someone that doesn't need your help. So I would just be mindful of that. Try to focus on you. Try to make the focus you, because you need something from yourself, and I think you're just not aware of it. And it could be a really simple adjustment, but it's that simple adjustment that if you're not seeing it can make a really big difference in terms of where your energy is going and if you're going to burn out. And so be careful. Don't get sick. Don't injure yourself. Just pull back and see what you need, okay? Ten of Wands. I'm just trying to feel into the physical health of this card, because something is telling me that I mean, this won't be true for all of you. Check your prostate. Maybe get a medical check or something like that. I mean, that's just for one of you, maybe. But try to catch a problem before it occurs. I'm getting something about sexual energy. Again, this health and love are kind of mixed here. Make sure that your partner is being upfront with you. And again, this is not going to be for all of you, but about whatever it is that they're struggling with that might impact your sexual health. Get tested. Make sure that they're being straight with you. I don't necessarily feel like there's secrets going on, or you may be the secret keeper because we have 5 of Swords reversed down the road. So make sure that you're being open and transparent with your sexual health. And some of you may be struggling with some digestive distress, but it doesn't seem serious. It may just be, again, like that dietary adjustment, or if you're drinking too much coffee or something. Watch out for ulcers or anything like that, okay? Especially since, I mean, some of you may really be stimulated right now, whether it's energy drinks or coffee or anything like that, because you're trying to get through all the work that you have and because you're starting to burn out. Just watch out for that, because if you're slamming your adrenals with caffeine, it's not going to help in the long run. It doesn't actually make you feel any better, especially if your body's super used to caffeine. It's just like it's not really doing anything. So watch out for that. I have been there. I have had to cut back because coffee just stopped working. I was working at a coffee shop at the time, but just, yeah, watch out for that. Yeah, you're busy. Okay, so let's check into, we talked about physical health. Let's check into emotional health. Are you repressing your anger? And this may be, again, I keep getting this pull to love. So some of you are very distracted by love this month. For some of you, I'm getting that this is an old relationship that has already died out, and maybe some feelings about that are resurfacing for you to work through. That maybe because there's a new love interest, and you're needing to work through some things so that you can actually apply yourself to this love interest in a new way and not repeat old patterns. Again, I'm getting this control drama, so just watch out for that. Or this excessive need to help somebody that doesn't need your help. So look out for that. Usually the excessive urge to be a provider comes from fear of abandonment. And so that might be something that you want to check out. We do have 6 of Cups later down the line in your wealth sector, so we will talk about that. But I think many of you kind of know where you're at. It's just a matter of, can you stop obsessing over the person and bring it back to your own process and address the root of why you're obsessing. And so that when you do meet this person face to face later down the road, this 2 of Cups can be upright again, so that you're meeting them where they are and there's a power balance. I just feel a power imbalance. I feel obsessive thoughts, and it may be pulling you away from your work or making it harder to work, and that may be contributing to your burnout. And so watch your mind. I think some of you, your mind is in a bit of a spin. Okay, so back to the anger. I feel it in my heart space. So this may just be an old relationship. I don't really feel like it's the current relationship you're in, if you're in one. I think this is old repressed anger that may be expressing itself in weird ways. But my chest just feels so tight. I think you're wanting to keep it contained because you don't want anger that isn't even part of whatever new relationship you're in, if you're in a relationship, to involve itself with this other person, because I think you know that it's not about this person. And so watch out for your repressed anger. But this is good. We have the Tower energy here, which means you are working through it. You're aware of it. And there's a big, big potential for transformation. If you can get to the root of this anger and allow it to move through you in a healthy way, and heal from whatever this past hurt was. If it's not a relationship, it could even be parents or something. I think for many of you, it is a past romantic relationship, though. Then you'll be able to show up in this relationship in a new way, and show up with yourself in a new way, you know. I talked about bringing the focus back to you, But ultimately, bring the focus back to you so that when you do focus on someone else, it's in balance, right? We have the Tower. I know people get scared of the Tower. I don't feel anything earth-shattering. I think that you may already kind of be in this energy. Collectively, this year has been a Tower year. So when the Tower comes up, or when it's come up this year, I haven't been too worried about something suddenly coming in and kind of unearthing you. I think we've all been in this Tower process. We've been in it for a while. This is asking you to make changes in your approach to health. And so this really is asking you again to look at your diet. I think there's a habit that some of you need to let go of. Whether it's something as simple as coffee, cutting back on coffee or eradicating coffee, or stronger drug use, or it could even be like social media or something like that. Maybe some of you need to quit smoking, which can come with the 10 of Wands as well. I had that lung pain, so watch out for that. Watch out for your lungs this month as well. Some of you do need to quit smoking, or at least cut back. And I don't want to say need, like you need to do this, but because you can do whatever you want. But I think you're there anyway, where you kind of already know that this is a change you need to make. So I don't think I'm saying anything surprising here. If you feel like you need to make the change and you feel like it's time, you will. I just want you to watch out for your lung health, watch out for your prostate health, watch out for your digestion, watch out for ulcers. Not that you necessarily have any of those problems right now, but it could be problems that you look at in the future if you don't cut back on this behavior, whatever it is. And so look at your diet, look at your intake, substance intake in general. And if you can just get any more nutrients in your body, the Tower is a letting go. Tower is kind of like the death card. So I think it is about letting go of a habit for many of you. And the behavior change may not occur until you confront the deeper issue with this, which may have something to do with the obsessive thoughts that may be coming up, this abandonment story that may be coming up, this control story that may be coming up. If you can kind of get to the root of whatever that is, and the Tower says you can, it's there for you, then I think it'll be easy to change the habit on the surface. When you try to adjust quick cold turkey or something, when it comes to addictive habits, sometimes it just doesn't work because whatever the need has not been addressed or in another way. Like you can't just cut something out or cut some sort of addiction out or whatever if you haven't given the need underneath it what it needs. And so I guess my experience of that I could share is I never forced myself to quit smoking. I just hit a point in my own healing independently of that where cigarettes were no longer appealing to me. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's an easier way. It doesn't feel easy because you have to confront real emotions and real pain and hurt or and fear in your life. But when you do confront that thing, whatever it is, and you give that part of yourself what it needs to heal, sometimes whatever's happening on the surface is just easy. Like this year, I've changed my behavior totally with social media, which was an addictive thing for me because I got a soul retrieval, which is an aspect of shamanic healing that didn't make me want to go to that thing anymore. And so, there's things you can do. There's lots of options that you don't necessarily have to take a hard way. There's so many resources. And if you want resources, reach out to me. Like if this is a real issue for you, please contact me. But this is something that you're capable of doing. Otherwise it wouldn't be coming up, right? Like I'm not telling you anything that I think is completely out of the field of what you're already aware of. I think if anything, this should just validate what you're feeling already and give you that little extra push that you need to feel confident in whatever changes you need to make, okay? Let's look at wealth. So we have the Four of Swords reversed. Again, this is burnout. And so Four of Swords direct, let's talk about that. This is getting good rest, particularly rest that gives you some sort of insight into your current situation so that when you move forward again, you move forward with more vigor because you have more access to divine inspiration. Sometimes that means you make changes, sometimes you don't. This is kind of a death card in and of itself because it means you need to take a break. in order for something to shift. And this could be big or small. Usually it's smaller. It's not like, an earth-shattering thing like the tower. But because we have the tower here, you're just making big changes, I think, in general. The reverse means you're resisting. You're resisting to taking a break, I think, because you're getting a lot of work right now. And, the money's coming in and it feels good. I mean, your resources sector looks pretty good. I think the resource that you're lacking here is your own energy. And so I'm not asking you to stop the flow, because when you're in the flow, I know you don't want to stop. But it's like even one nap on a Sunday can make a really big difference. And if you're resisting, that's where the burnout happens. And we don't want you to crash, okay? I mean, all these cards are saying you're on the verge of a crash, but you haven't crashed yet. So let's slow down now so that we prevent the crash in the future, okay? And there may be some sort of insight waiting for you. I mean, the nice thing about the break that you need is the fact that your body needs it, but because your psyche is really on the edge of a big transformation, that little rest may be the thing that gives you the epiphany that you need to move forward, okay? So that could be really, really beneficial. I really can't stress how beneficial. Just taking a day this month to really just lean into your own process will be for your health overall. But you're getting work, and that's great. The fact that I need to tell you to stop working or to pull back means that you're in really good shape, which makes me happy to hear. I mean, especially this year where everything has been on kind of shaky ground, so that's great. We have the Six of Cups here. And the second I touched it, everything quieted down. And so this break that you need to take from work, again, even if it's just a day or a weekend, I'm not telling you to stop working, but the break that you need to take, big or small, is going to give you so much serenity. I mean, this is also Christmas month. This is December, so some of you guys may be traveling. Please be careful if you're traveling. I'd really rather you not travel. But if you are traveling, or if you're just meeting in town with friends or family, this could talk of a really nice reunion with family. And so maybe that's the break. Maybe it's just Christmas break, right? I think around that time, it's like December 2021, something like that, there is a huge Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto conjunction that is causing major transformation collectively and in everyone else on an individual level. And so maybe that's the moment where it feels like you can breathe again. Because there is this moment this month where everything's just going to make sense, and you're going to be in your peace, you're going to be in your calm. So use it, when you're in that place, ask yourself, how did I get here? What's different? What is this situation telling me about my heart and my soul path and my needs, right? Those are all good questions you can ask yourself. Maybe somebody from your past comes back. Maybe it's your ex, and maybe that ex and you resolve something together. I could see that happening with these two energies here. Maybe just somebody, maybe an old friend or an old family member you haven't spoken to in a while comes back into your life in some way, and it's a really peaceful reunion. This feels really good. This, in a way, kind of feels like Two of Cups upright, so you kind of have access to that, even though Two of Cups is showing up in the reversal for you. But this is the peace and the stillness that I've been asking you to get up until this point. Now I see that, it's there for you and you're going to use it. So that makes me less worried. Now we have the Ten of Cups reversed, which is good even in the reversal. Upright is wish fulfillment. I'm sorry, this is the Nine of Cups, but same. Upright, this is wish fulfillment. In the reverse, try not to focus on what isn't working, especially in your relationships. I know this is in the wealth section, but this could be business partnerships as well. Try not to focus on what isn't working. Try not to focus on the money you're not bringing in when you're resting, because when you take your break, you need it, right? So try not to focus on what you're missing out on. Even in the reverse, the Nine of Cups is saying that whatever you want, what you want and need is here for you. there's just this kind of extra layer of resistance where you can't receive what the universe wants to give you because you're not letting yourself. And so everything that you want is kind of on the other side of this wall. Now, it doesn't feel like it's this big wall, and it feels like the wall is already coming down. And so I think you're in good shape, but any extra information that you can get to help you take that wall down, I think is important. And I think it's important for you to hear that what you want and need is just on the other side of your limiting beliefs. So if you're telling yourself, I don't deserve what I want, I'm not worthy of the things that I want and need, or that it's impossible for you to get it somehow, or that you're not supported, all those limiting beliefs are going to hold you back from receiving, because the universe wants to give you things. It always wants to give you things. And the only thing that really holds us back is the energy that we put in our own way. I mean, the universe isn't going to give you what you didn't consent to get. And so this is really about consent and you saying, I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to get what I want. I am deserving. I am worthy. Give it to me. Because then that's when this card flips over and you receive those things you've been craving. So that's the important thing about this reversal, is it is here for you. So this may just be a not yet, because there's some inner work you need to do. And you're perfectly capable of doing that inner work because we have the Tower here, okay? So I want to see this this Nine of Cups flipped. By January, I want to see this flipped, all right? Yeah. Now, let's look at love. Five of Swords reversed. You may be your own worst enemy here. I don't necessarily feel like this relationship is in a bad place. I would just look at, first of all, the power dynamic. Do you want them as much as they want you? Are they consistent with you? Or do they push forward and then pull back? Do they want you when you don't want them, and vice versa? Are they being clear about their needs, so that you feel clear about what to give them? Are your boundaries clear, or is there a bit of messiness in the boundaries that you have with this person? I think this person likes you. I think some of you have a person that is ready to commit to you. And I think I just get the feeling that maybe you're not ready to commit to them. It could be the reverse, but many of you, I think, you're not ready to commit to them. And I think it has to do with this Ten of Wands. I think that there's some stories to clean out before you can actually show up with this person in a good way. With the Two of Cups, I just think that they are ready. The Two of Cups reverse is they're ready for you. If you don't tell them how you feel, or you don't show up in a way where you're ready to commit, they're going to move on. And so if you want this person, tell them how you feel. Because I get the sense that they are not on the same page as you. And I feel like you're your own worst enemy here. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you just don't know, or didn't know before this reading, that they're ready for you. But I'm getting a clear indication that they're saying that they are. So for many of you, I'll discuss another idea here maybe, but they're ready for you and you're not ready for them. So, this is a deciding moment where, is this the person that you want? Or is this not what you're looking for? Just be careful with that. Are they not what you're looking for because you're scared? Or are they not what you're looking for because you're not ready? Somebody is ready for a conversation where you say, I want this, but I'm not ready yet because I have my own shit to deal with. And they may hang around. Obviously, nobody's going to wait forever for you, but they may hang around. They may be willing to be patient and let you work out whatever you need to do. Make sure you're setting boundaries so that they can honor them. Do you have a clear picture of this person's role in your life? And how can you get clearer? How can you both get clearer? Because Two of Cups reverse means there's a lack of communication, even though you're both thinking about each other. So, I mean, this person, I feel them very strongly. They're here for you. They're around. They haven't let go of what you could be. But the Five of Swords says that you're hung up in your own stories, or you have already decided maybe that this isn't going to work out. And if that's what you've decided, then let them know and move on so that you can both move on. Don't leave a situation in a place where you're kind of already where you're still corded to them because you never had a closing conversation. Especially if the dynamics or the boundaries between you aren't clear. Because if you're not clear in where you two are at, it may be easy to just never have a conversation, but you still have a karmic energy that's binding you together, and that can get messy, especially later on in the next relationship that you have or the next relationship that they have or whatever. But again, I think your version of your relationship with this person and theirs seems to be different. I think their hearts are open, and you just may not be aware of that. I think they're kind of waiting for you. And so you have a choice here to clear the stories in yourself that are coming up. The I'm not worthy story, the I don't deserve the story, that they don't even want me story, they're going to leave me story. All of the stories that are coming up, or the internal battle between you of like, am I going to commit to this? Am I not? But that energy is really potent. I mean, some of you guys are really on the precipice of a make or break kind of thing. So look out for that. If this is the other person, if you're ready to love and they're not, my suggestion would be to move on. And I know I said in the flip side of the situation that the other person would wait, but for those of you that you are the one that is ready and they are not giving to you what you need, I think it's just time to move on, because I feel a lot of messiness in the dynamic. I feel a lot of lack of clarity in the boundaries. I think maybe you need to draw some boundaries, even if you don't leave the situation, like let's just be friends, or let's just be friends with benefits even, or yeah, if you don't cut ties completely, draw the friend boundary. You know what I mean? Don't get lost in feelings towards someone that don't have them for you. Again, with the Two of Cups, this is a lack of communication. And so whether you're the one that isn't ready or they are the one that isn't ready, you're not talking to each other about it. So if you're ready and they're not, I mean, this is a hard thing for me to say. I don't usually give advice like this, but just consider if it's time to move on and find someone new, or focus on yourself. For those of you that are single and not looking and you're happy and whatever, you're still in your own stories. This could be about any other relationship in your life, a friend, a family member that you've had a communication breakdown with. Or this could just be your own process, your own relationship with your destiny and yourself, and are you giving yourself the things that you need, and what stories are coming up in you that tell you you're not worthy of your own health and happiness, you're not worthy of your own self-love, self-compassion, journey that you're on, etc. If anything's telling you that you're not worthy of the life that you want, that's the thing to clear out, because these stories are lying to you. I mean, I know they feel real because they're coming up in your mind, and so that's coloring your reality, but these stories are lying to you. Fundamentally, you're worthy of love, you're deserving of happiness, etc. So anything that is blocking you from seeing that needs to go. The Tower, they just need to go. Let them go. Okay? Ace of Wands. This is pure potential. And so and it's upright. So this relationship, back to the relationship thing, has potential for something real. Something with more commitment, something really passionate. Good sex, I'm feeling. Good sex. And again, I'm just getting this feeling of readiness, like they are ready for you. So get yourself ready. get yourself ready. If you're the one that's ready and they're not ready, what I'm feeling is the sex is good and it's hard to let go of. The attraction is strong. Physical attraction is strong, and that's hard to let go of. It's hard to say, let's be friends, because the sex is good, but the sex is contributing to the messiness of this. So just be careful. I've been in a situation for way too long because the sex was good. I don't recommend you do it. I just don't, it's just messy. It's just messy, and it's just gets more tangled until you fix it. So just look really hard at that. I'm not telling you can't have sex with this person. Maybe friends with benefits is enough and you just kind of drop the desire for more commitment. But it feels messy. And this Ace of Wands is also saying that if you let go of this person, there's something else around the corner. Maybe there's somebody else. Maybe they already have their eye on you. Maybe it's that person that's ready. Maybe they have their eye on you and they're just kind of waiting for you to figure your shit out. So watch for that. If you're single and happy, not looking. As you clear out your own stories, your own Ten of Wands, Five of Swords, Tower, energy, stories, you're going to unblock something that allows your inner fire to rise in a way that it never has before. Like, this is a new energy, or something that's been blocked for a really, really long time that you haven't had access to within yourself. This could be a new dream for the future or for your life. I have something and it's slipping away. Oh yeah. For some of you, unblocking this energy to access the wands, the Ace of Wands, and this is again about your own process, your own journey to self-love, etc. Cutting out whatever habit you need to cut out or addiction that you need to cut out is what's going to help unleash it. I'm really getting a hard hit on caffeine. Some of you it's energy drinks, some of you it's just way too much coffee. But yeah, something about cutting out that caffeine is gonna, yeah. Because what's happening is your dependence on the caffeine is creating a situation where, sorry if you can hear the piano in the background, your dependence on the caffeine is creating a situation where you're not in touch with your own fire because you're basically experiencing synthetic fire from the chemical. So when you cut out or cut back on that chemical in your body, it's going to create a situation where your inner flame, your real fire, your authentic fire starts to rise, and you have access to this new energy wavelength that you've never had access to before, potentially. And so that is going to pivot something for you in a really big way. That feels really big, okay? Two of Cups reversed. Yeah, the Ace of Wands got me really excited. For some of you, it's sex. For some of you, it's just this Kundalini energy from your sacral center. It's gonna unleash something for you, something huge. It's really, really powerful. It's the most powerful card that I've pulled, next to the Six of Cups, which is this stillness, and they're kind of at odds with each other. And I don't mean that in a way where they're not making friends. I just think that in the stillness you'll find the fire. You know what I mean? And they're right next to each other, so there's a synergy here. Okay, Two of Cups reversed. I mean, I already mentioned it. There's just a lack of communication. For some of you, this is just a need to refocus on your self-love because you've gotten really lost in somebody else. And I think that's the person that's not ready for you, for those of you that are on that train. And I'm getting this connection back to the Ten of Wands where I talked about obsessive thoughts. If that person is not ready for you, you need to refocus on your own process. You're really lost in their energy and you're forgetting who you are. And that's a really big thing for me to say, but for some of you, that's true. So I would really, really deeply encourage you to cut the cord and refocus on yourself, cultivate that self-love, self-compassion, and that ability to lean on yourself, because then there's going to be no need for somebody who doesn't want you or who isn't ready for you. And when you no longer have a need for that, your energy is not spilling out in that area, and you can redirect your energy towards a relationship that's going to be on equal ground, where you're both into each other, you're both committed, and there's a power balance. So look out for that. For those of you that are really in your head about this person in your life. Maybe they're a newer person. I get the sense for many of you it's like a potential love affair that hasn't really took off yet in a real way. With the Ace of Wands, there could have been a focus on sex when they want more, or you want more, or you both want more. And this Two of Cups is just saying neither of you are communicating. I said that before. I'm trying to feel into anything else. There's just potential here. There's potential here for this relationship, and I encourage you to open that doorway of communication because they want you. They want you. Those of you that are single and not looking, this is about your own self-love. And opening that doorway again to self-love, self-compassion, and getting your own needs met. Okay? Destiny. What a reading. Okay. Destiny. Adjustment card. This is the sign of Libra. Some of you may be dealing with a Libra. That won't be true for all of you, obviously. This is about balancing your life. And so for many of you, I think it's relational this month. Finding balance in your relationships, in your power dynamics, making sure you're not giving too much. I don't think many of you are taking too much, but just for the sake of argument, giving or taking too much. Or focusing too much on somebody else and not enough on yourself. So this is about finding balance in your life in all areas. This is about healthy diet too. Balancing your intake. Look at this holistically. What can you do to balance all aspects of your life? Because that's going to free up so much energy for you to dedicate to better things. So that's really key here. And you may need to be brutally honest with yourself, because that's the energy of Libra too, is this sword, this sharp point, right? Of, the truth bursting the bubble sometimes. So be honest with yourself. You're Taurus. You can do that. You're an earth sign. You can do it. You can say, let's look at the facts here. So I encourage that. The Emperor. I mean, everything in your destiny section is upright, which makes me feel like all this other stuff here is just preamble, stuff to clear out because of this big leveling up process that you're in. I mean, this feels really, really key to your development. And I mean, you're there, you're going through it, you're in process. All of this is good, okay? We have the Emperor here. This is about stepping into your power in a good way. I talked about a control drama here with the Ten of Wands, but because this Emperor is showing up upright, I get the sense that it's not having much of a weight on you anymore. There may be like a simple clearing out you need to do of anything that is making you want to control others, but it doesn't feel like you stay there long because this Emperor is upright, which means you're just stepping into your power. You're looking at things. This is the potential here. You're looking at things in a really balanced way. Some of you guys are in leadership roles. Some of you guys are maybe the older one in a relationship. And so maybe there's a need to step up a little bit, honestly. I feel like I'm being harsh with you guys, but the energy is very clear here with the Emperor, where you have all the power in your hands right now to make this relationship, this work situation, your own relationship with yourself, something really meaningful and powerful, to recognize that everything that you do with this energy to clean up yourself, your life, your relationships, your work, whatever, there's real power behind this, that, if you make these changes, something really, really beautiful is on the horizon for you. And I'm getting this hit to this Nine of Cups reversed energy. There is something here for you. It is trying to get through. It is asking you to do this work so it can come through. And you need to step into this Emperor power in order for that to achieve itself. This being upright is saying you're already there. In many aspects of your life, you're probably already there. And this is just a mastery lesson of like, oh, I just need to do this sweep, this cleanup, set these boundaries, connect all these dots, ... And you're there. I mean, you're a very powerful person, Taurus. That's what this card is saying. I think some of you guys just need to recognize your power. in a deeper way, in a more meaningful way, and start asking yourself, with all the power that I have, what do I want to do with it? We all come into this world with power. It's power that can't be taken away from us. It can just be veiled. And so tap into this Ace of Wands energy. Feel that fire rising within you. Feel that power. Feel that will, that free will that you came into this world with, and use it. Use it to heal. Use it to create those relationships that you want. Use it to advance in your career in a way that is effective without harming yourself because you're putting too much into things that you don't need to be. You can set boundaries with clients. You can set boundaries with bosses and coworkers. You can say, this is what I have to give right now. I cannot give more than that. And that's a really big mastery lesson. Okay, that you're not going to drop the ball. You're not going to lose everything. You're not going to lose your finances or your career because you're meeting your own needs. You're not. In fact, you can't show up in a good way in any of those aspects if you're not meeting your needs. So all it can do is make you better at everything that you do, and you're good at what you do. Okay, just believe that in yourself. We have the Ace of Wands again. It's upright again. So this is key. This Ace of Wands energy is really key because it's showing up in your love corner as well as your destiny. Something about your relationship with this person is karmic. Maybe you've met in another life. Either way, you've decided to meet in this life because there's a really good lesson here. If you're walking away from something, you're going to be okay. There's somebody right around the corner. I think they're already in your life. If you're single and happy, you're going to have access at the end of this process to an abundance of inspired action and visionary capacity and fire within yourself. And it's going to unleash something that I can't even talk about because the potential is so great here, but it's just a seed right now, so only you can fill in that blank. But it's so powerful. It's like all encompassing. It's like a huge pivot in your life towards something that you really want with this Knight of Cups energy. There's fire in you. It needs to be released into the world. It needs to fill you up and be released into the world. If this is a new relationship or that person that you're not talking to yet that you really have feelings for, but something's holding you back, a little vulnerability once you step into this Emperor and you have clarity on the situation, which maybe you don't have clarity right now, so don't act until you do. But once you have clarity on this situation, a little bit of vulnerability from you is going to completely change this relationship. Again, I think this person is kind of waiting for you, but you may not necessarily know that. And so I'm telling you now, they're waiting for you. Risking that vulnerability is going to be worth it. Okay? I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys. That was a lot of information. Good work. I'm so excited to see how December turns out for you. Make sure to rest. Make sure to be tender with yourself in this process. I said some pretty blunt things, and so I want to pull back on that a little bit by saying you're only ready for what you're ready for. So I encourage you to push, but I don't encourage you to push past the point of where you feel like you are not in a stable position. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel good with where you're at and feel good about yourself. And so don't take any action you're not ready for. But if the universe is applying pressure in a certain area that I talked about, I just want to let you know that you're up for the challenge. You're up for this, whatever this is. So believe in yourself. I think that's all I have for you guys. There's just so much potential for growth here, so much abundance, so much happiness, especially with this Ace of Wands energy. I just feel so much happiness for you. It's just you're right at the beginning of whatever this thing is, and all of this energy that's coming up for you is coming up so that you can access it. So you're going to be in a much better place very soon. I think by January, something's really going to shift for you. You have a lot of potential to move things around in this month. You have a lot of potential for fast transformation. Stay grounded. Stay in your body. Give your body what it needs. and you'll get through this. Reach out for support if you need. If you have a private concern that you would like to speak on, then please schedule something with me in the box below. I do 30 minutes or an hour, and that is plenty of time to really get into your own process and, figure out your best way forward, your best use of the energy moving forward from here, and just to get support, because I am here, I'm behind you, I want to support you, okay? So please do that if you feel called. Hit like if you like this video so that other people can see it. Subscribe if you want to see the next Taurus video, and I will see you guys next year in January. Bye.